And what the drivers say they fear most of all is a head-on collision with a blind tube mare.
Personally, I think the management should round him up. Get rid of him.
What's up, YouTube? Hello. So, final part of Stewart Lee's stand-up comedian. It's very exciting. Actually, I'm sick of watching Stewart Lee now. I've watched 9 parts of this, then I've edited them, so I've watched them again and again, and I've come to hate him in a way. Boring, stupid Stewart Lee. What an idiot. Only joking. So, part 9. This is the denouement of my 9-part look at stand-up comedian, recorded in Glasgow, and it's a brilliant show. And let's enjoy the final part, and I'll share some comments afterwards. So let's dive right in, shall we?
And I imagined a household somewhere on that awful autumn Sunday morning where perhaps a wife had woken up first and she'd watched the news, and she went through to her still sleeping husband and she said, please wake up. I need you to wake up and be with me now. There's been some terrible news. I need you to get up, come in the front room and watch it on the television with me, because I can't be alone. So please, wake up. But you know, he's asleep. He's asleep. He's going, what? It's fucking... It's 6:30 on a Sunday morning. I am asleep. I know I'm speaking, but I am asleep. I don't want to get up. I'm asleep. So just... I know you're upset, but just say what it is. What is it? And she'd have gone, please, if you love me just this one time, just get up. And because it's an awful thing, and I can't be alone. I need someone to comfort me and share. Just please, get up. And he'd have gone, look, I was out late last night. I've got to work at 7 tomorrow. This is my one day for sleeping in. I don't want to get up till about 11:30, to be honest. And even then, I'm not going to get dressed. I'm just going to be like in my pants and stuff, just sitting around. I don't know what you... If you were to just say what it is, and what is it? She'd have gone, Princess Diana, Lady Di, she has been killed. And he'd have gone, no! Not the Queen of Hearts. The Rose of England. And Scotland and Wales and bits of Ireland. No! How did it? There's no God! How did it? Why? How did it happen? She'd have gone, was in a car crash in Paris last night. They don't know the exact details yet, but she's dead. So presumably at that point he'd have got up, got out of bed, tried to get dressed, get some kind of grip on his emotions and his feelings, calm down his grief. And then he'd have said, I'd better go out and get a life-size inflatable model of E.T. You know, for the gates of our home. And his wife would have said yes. But you'd better hurry, because there'll be a rush on those. We don't want to be the only people not putting one there. And I was talking like this on stage in Croydon at the time it happened, and a bloke shouted out, "I was there! And I saw that! And it wasn't a life-size inflatable model of E.T. It was a life-size inflatable model of Alf." I didn't even know what an Alf was. I had to ask him. He said, "Oh, it's an American kids' TV thing. It's an alien, ALF, alien life form. It's like a cross between a pig and an aardvark from space. And it sometimes wears a nappy, and it says kind of wise-ass things." And he said he'd seen one of those there. I didn't see an Alf outside Kensington Palace before. And I'm not saying there wasn't one there. Maybe there was at some stage, but by the time I arrived, it had got covered up under flowers or carried away on a river of infants' tears. I don't know, I didn't see it. It never goes away. It's back in the news now. The Princess Diana Memorial Fountain. Last year, people going, "Oh, it's great. It's what she would have wanted. It's a place where families can hang out, children can play. It's what Princess Diana would have wanted." It isn't. What Princess Diana would have wanted would be to have not been killed. And then in death, not to have become the unwitting receptacle for the hysterical, over-emotional, shrieking grief of twats. That's what she would have wanted. It didn't even work. It didn't even work, Glasgow. Children were supposed to be able to play in it. They kept falling over, breaking their arms and legs. They made it out of slate or sheets of ice or something. They were getting dog shit eye blindness disease from the water. In the end, they had to close it down, fence it off, put warning signs on it like a decommissioned Chernobyl nuclear reactor. "Don't go near the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain. It's dangerous. Don't even look at it. You'll get cancer and die. Run away." But it's ridiculous. There should be a memorial to her. There should be a memorial to her, because she did some amazing things. She worked with charity and landmines, and she got 1 GCSE in domestic science. And to achieve that, and only that, when born into such a position of privilege and wealth, requires a steely determination of focus. You've got to know from an early age that you want to achieve next to nothing and work hard at it when all the odds are in your favour. And that's why there should be a memorial to her, the People's Princess, right? That's why I'm going to make my own. I'm going to make my own memorial fountain to the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain. It's going to be called the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain Fountain. But it's not going to be some state-approved, Viscount Althorpe subsidised architectural carbuncle. It's going to be simple, like she would have wanted. It's just going to be me, lying on my back, in Hyde Park, near the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain, naked, with a colander over my penis. Every hour on the hour I'll piss up through that. Children can come and play in it if they want. Families can gather around it, I don't mind. You can do it yourselves, Glasgow. Do it yourselves. You don't even need a colander. That's gilding the lily, to be honest. Just do a piss anywhere you want. In the street, in your house, in a library, in an antenatal unit, in the face of a treasured family pet or an elderly relative. And if a policeman says to you, "What are you doing? What on earth do you think you are doing?" Madam, just say, I'm paying tribute in the only way I understand to the memory of Princess Diana, Princess of Wales. I've been Stewart Lee. Thanks a lot for being with us tonight. Good. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks very much. Now go.
Excellent. Great. So now I do love that last little bit where he goes that little laugh. Oh, what have I just done? So I think now I was always very confused about this ending, and I used to think he's gone through with this through line about generalizing groups of people, crass generalizations, etc. And why has he ended with the story about Lady Di? Now, I have realised watching this, there's a bit of a tie-in with the over-emotional, ridiculous response of the American people to 9/11, of course, which he does tie it in before this section. So there is that tie-in. But I think also, and this might be wrong, but this is my idea, is that what he's doing here is he's actually picking on a group of people that deserve it, and over sort of generalizing about a group of, shrieking twats, hysterical shrieking twats. I remember waking up the morning Princess Diana died, and I think it was a Sunday morning, and my wife and I woke up and we put the TV on, and Princess Diana's dead, and we it sounds awful. I feel awful saying this. We obviously, it was very sad that she died, but our immediate reaction was just the ridiculous tone of the coverage of her death was just so over the top that you almost found yourself laughing, not at the fact that she died, obviously, but at the fact that the hysterical reaction started immediately, and it went on for day after day after day after day after day. I mean, he makes a good point about her. She did some good things, good for her, she saved the landmines and that sort of thing. But she wasn't anything special, and she came from a very privileged background, which allowed her to do those good things. And, I was just thinking, what about David Bowie? I mean, David Bowie died not that long ago, and he was an incredibly talented person who'd produced massive amounts of incredibly intelligent music. He was a great actor as well, actually, in several films. And, we didn't have that reaction for him, did we? We had, the news showed a few montages of his songs. Some people came out in the streets and cried a bit, which is quite appropriate. But there wasn't this ridiculous wave of emotion that we had when Princess Diana died. And my last thought, I guess, as well, is that all the way through he sort of criticises groups of people, but then sort of turns it on his head and reveals that he doesn't really think those things. But in this last section, in the opposite way, he actually is criticising a particular person. So again, it's sort of subverting things and turning them on their head. So brilliant stuff. And just talking about the death of Diana, I mean, this is the end of this series, and I suppose it does make me feel a bit sad, actually. No, stop that. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing that again. Right, thank you. And on an upbeat note, fuck. See you soon. Don't nobody go nowhere.
And in a statement issued just 10 minutes ago, the Home Secretary announced that he personally will be going into the tunnels this weekend, armed with a special gun.